Siargao?
Siargao.
A lot of people are telling you to go to Siargao, but what are they not telling you about it? Let's dive into that. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Amber, and today I just really wanted to share my experience on my recent travel in Siargao. Now, Siargao is really famous for a lot of things like surfing, its natural beauty, like you can go to different places by a land tour or like a boat trip, but there's so many things, like the culture is also really awesome. And as far as I've experienced, I can show you some things that I feel like good or not so great about the island. You know, a lot of people sell you the idea that this is going to be a paradise, but every paradise comes with its price. So let's talk about that. Now, before we dive into the video, I just really wanted to do a quick shout out to everyone who I met in Siargao. It was really awesome and I just really vibed with everyone, but there are a couple of people who are like super special to me. I just really wanted to do a quick shout out to Tanya, to Miguel. I also met a lot of couples there like Beth and Joe, and Ate Rowan, who's also a Filipino. I was vibing with her, and who else? I met a lot, like Elio, I met Langdon, I met a bunch of like transgender girls as well in the island, which was really interesting because there's a lot of tea in this video. Are you ready for some tea? Because I'm gonna be spilling it. But yeah, it's just like really, the experience for me, I didn't want to be one of those vloggers who was just like, oh, it's really great in here, oh, it's really all awesome, like this is just all beauty and all grace and all of that. But it's not really just all good. There's like literally some parts that I just really didn't enjoy, and there are some parts that I was just like, wow, just like mind-blowing. But yeah, let's dive into that. Siargao is really known for surfing and also the places that you could visit and also the party life. And when I booked my ticket to Siargao, I just really wanted to understand why people visit the island so much and why it's hailed as the most visited tourist spot in the country. Siargao is a surfing paradise. You could literally become a surfer in a day if you put your work into it, because there's a lot of instructors and also there are a lot of surfing spots in Siargao. Two of the best places that you could go and check out is Cloud9 or Jacking Horse. Those are the only two that I could probably recommend to you. Just make sure that you're ready and you have enough like protective gear with you, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride for you. So again, I really wanted to go surfing, but when I planned my trip, I just really wanted to make sure that I was safe and I was just like relaxing. I didn't really wanted to do anything extreme just for the sake of it. Like I just really wanted to like chill and see and observe. And yeah, that's what I did. And I did go to different places. I was also trying to avoid the tourist spots. Like that's one thing. The beauty of Siargao is undefeatable. Like the moment I landed, I was just like, it's so pretty in here and I feel like I could stay here for a long time. So let's talk about the good and the bad sides in Siargao. A lot of people tell you to go here without really understanding that it really has some not so great parts about it. I think the first thing that I really wanted to talk about is the food waste. There are a lot of people who waste good food here in Siargao. I noticed that like when you go around, this is something that you could literally observe. I don't know if it's just a tourist thing, but literally people leave a lot of their plate after they're finished eating. I don't understand it. I'm Filipino. Maybe this is just me being Filipino. We were taught to like finish off our plates. But like literally, I just get so scared looking at those plates because that's a lot of food waste in there. But I guess the great part of being in Siargao is you have a lot of food choices. There are a lot of restaurants that serve different cuisine. You can do literally English, Greek. There is a restaurant for whatever you feel like eating in a day. And one of the places that is just well known, also because of TikTok, is Curvada. Now, Curvada is in a Carinderia setup, which is like, you know, everything is sprawled in there and you just choose whatever you feel like eating. And so I've been there several times. It's just because also I don't get tired of their food. They have different choices every day, and I was just like really trying out different dishes. And I was also in other restaurants. I guess if you're planning to like splurge out, literally, there are a couple restaurants, but one of the best that I like tried is Isla Cocina, mainly because, well, they're a bit pricey, but I like the food a lot in there, so you could try and visit those places. But one thing that I love about Siargao, you're not really gonna run out of food choices, so that's one thing I love about it. Another, I would say, bad and good about Siargao is, let's talk about the bad first. The hookup culture. There's literally a hookup culture in Siargao, and I was just like, oh my god, in this beautiful island, I can't believe people are being sacrilegious and all of that, because, you know, people can do whatever they want. You know, the reason you travel is because you want some sort of freedom, and me too, but like, there's a little bit of, there's one thing about being fun and also having decency and also being cringe. So, here's some tea. So, I was like staying in one hotel, this maybe crossing to the accommodation side of things, but I was in this hotel called Tropical Temple, and I booked there for 7 days. And mind you, this place is beautiful. The reason that I booked it on booking.com is because I was just like, oh, this is the place. This is, you know, I feel this place. I think this is where I'm gonna spend my Christmas. And so I went there, and I did a mixed dorm or the bunk bed situation because I really like talking to people. When I travel, I always want to hear stories from people and understand why they travel and why they chose a certain place or island. And I met two ladies in there, and I was really connecting and vibing with them, but I was just like, you know, a couple days later, it just got weird because I was feeling really uncomfortable because almost everything that they were talking about were like, the main focus was sex. So I was just like, okay, maybe I could just ride the wave and just like be about it too. But, so the thing about Siargao is like, the parties are also crazy. Every day there's a different club. And so you can meet literally anybody, and I'm just going to dive into that a little later. Like, also going to talk about music, because I was observing the DJs. But going back to my story, I was just like, I was in Tropical Temple, bunk bed situation, met two girls. We were almost becoming a trio until that Wednesday because, or maybe it was Thursday, can't even remember. But one of them took a guy to our bunk beds. Now, one thing about being in a bunk bed situation is you gotta be decent, you gotta be respectful to people at least, you know, just try to like not be too noisy. I don't make the rules. The hotels make the rules, but you gotta observe them, even though you feel like you own the whole place because you're what? White. I don't know. It's just, for me, it just was so uncomfortable because they were so loud, talking at 3 a.m. and everything, speaking all Swedish and everything, because it was a Swedish guy and a girl. And I was just like, okay, I don't know if I can deal with this for the rest of my stay here. And they were so loud, like literally so loud. And what shocked me, I was just like, okay, sure, maybe you could do that, you know, hopefully not night by night, but like, you know, everybody can do whatever they want, but like they trashed the entire room with toilet paper. There was toilet paper in the entire place, and I was just like, I'm not gonna deal with this. Let's move out. So by 6 a.m., I checked out of the Tropical Temple and went to this beautiful place. Actually, I felt like I was so lucky because I have the entire, it's almost like an apartheid or something, and I was able to book to Diwa, and I'm going to talk about Diwa a little later because we're still focusing about a hookup culture. And so, yeah, it's just, that girl was just like, I actually adored both those girls. They were really awesome to talk to, but it just got so uncomfortable to me, and they were like pressing on it when I saw them on the other club the other day. They were like, oh my god, we're so sorry and all that, and I was like, Girl, just let it go. I was so uncomfortable. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm just like literally here to have a great time, and you guys are like making me feel really uncomfortable. So like, just drop it. And so, yeah, and like the other girl had sex on cloud nine. I mean, I had my fairy era. Like, you know, I also did the beach stuff. Sorry. Sorry, mom. But, and it's also uncomfortable. I don't, you know, the friskiness and like, oh my God, it's a public place. It has some spice on it, but there's a difference between like being in a comfy room. So I don't know, being in a comfy room and just with the person that you're vibing with. Also, when I was when I was there, I did my nails and, they're so pretty, by the way. They're in gel polish, thanks to Tropico Inn, and the nail tech that I have, she was like spilling the tea with me, and she was explaining like how some like foreigners go there because it's like their last resort in life or whatever. A lot of us, I understand, a lot of us travel because we feel a little lost and we're trying to like get some direction, and maybe we're just trying to be, happy-go-lucky, but it's just, for me, it's a little frightening and also a little sad that like people try to treat the island like it's just, I don't know, there's just like a weird feeling that I got when I sort of slowly understood that some people just do stuff for nothing, like it's like meaningless, so they're just there day in day out partying, and it's just a little sad for me. But that's her life, it's just an observation. Who am I to judge? But yeah, she was like talking to me about STDs, foreigner, everything. And it just blew my mind, like, people get, like, sexually transmitted diseases there. And then going back to the girls that I met, of course it makes sense, because people just be fucking and, doing, not rapping their, not trying to be safe in sex. So I was just like, well, that makes sense. And so I went into, like, I even wanted to go to, like, the city health office. I really wanted to check out, like, what's the situation there about the STDs and stuff like that. So I was hoping to go there, but I was, like, in a holiday vacation, so I just researched on the internet, and it's really alarming, the STD cases there. I even found this on Reddit, saying that Siargao has one of the highest STD cases in the region. So I was just like, as a testament to what the people that I've met there are doing, some of them are just there to like literally treat sex like a handshake, and that's not safe. And if you're somebody who's going to Siargao and like hoping to do those kinds of things, at least do a little bit of a protection. It's not just for the sake of like doing the deed. It's also just trying to make sure that you understand the consequences of unprotected sex. And yeah, it's just really sad, and I feel like there's more about the island than just being sacrilegious about it. It's really wonderful, and I was just like, that part made me sad. Well, that's the tea on that. I'm just gonna say that, again, if you're traveling to like find love or like find somebody in Siargao, the chances are really slim, because people do be fucking there. And it's sad. And I even met a couple transgender girls in there, and they were like, oh my God, how are you? I was just like, oh, that's like, and then some of them were like in groups too, and I was just like, oh my God, that's so fun, like girls hanging out together. But I'm like a lone wolf. I do my parties alone until I get like to meet people. And so I don't know, the kind of knowledge of that existing in Siargao really made me sad a little bit, but who am I? I can't control everything. So let's go to the other things. Let's talk about accommodation. Now, accommodation good and bad sides. Good. Let's talk about good sides first. The good side is there's a wide range of like accommodations that you could select in Siargao. And I stayed in two places. First is Tropical Temple and then Diwa. Now Tropical Temple is beautiful. It has Wi-Fi, it has bunk beds, it has like single rooms, but I was in a bunk bed situation and I told you, I left that review in booking.com. I'm telling you now. That review is left in booking.com because I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl that's gonna let things fly by. So I gave my entire experience there, and you know, just the truth, the honest truth, the truth to God was spilled. And you know, and then I talked, you know, I was lucky enough to be able to like transfer to Diwa, which was such a heaven, so much peace, and there's hot shower. Mind you, there's hot shower. So I was just like the happiest on the next few days of my trip. Like I spent 3 days on Tropical Temple, checked out early, didn't get a refund. And then I was like in Diwa, which is a little pricey, I would be honest. It was a room entirely for myself. Like, I could show you like a couple of videos. Just gonna tour you around the place that I'm staying in. Hi everybody, so this is my new room. This is at Diwa here in the Tourism Road in Siargao. And hey everyone, so this is Gian, she's the manager here. Really awesome staff. I came in here last minute and they were like so accommodating. So if you want to check out Siargao and like want to find a place to stay in, this place is called Diwa, and you could come in here anytime. Just go and check them out. I'm gonna give their contact details on my description. So yeah, that's it. But the place, the staff, they were awesome. So I also left a review on booking.com. Again, I do my accommodations in Booking. I don't just do hop on a hop because I like leaving that mark. I want people to know. So, okay. That's about it, accommodations. I guess the only thing I would talk about in terms of accommodations is there are frequent power outages. Like, there are frequent power outages in Siargao. I packed a power bank / fan. So this is what I got from Lazada. This is a power bank / fan. You should probably get one of these when you're staying in Siargao. So just be safe. Yeah, it gets really humid. It's gonna give you a panic attack too. Like it gets crazy when there's a power outage in Siargao. And you better like rack up some cash, because when the power is out, you can't take money out of ATMs. So just have some ready, okay? And yeah, maybe I could segue to that, like payment options. You have a whole bunch of payment options there. Like they take cards, but what I really appreciate about Siargao is almost every store has Gcash. So I didn't really have to like take out a whole lot of like, you know, paper, because there's like a charge in there, like 30 pesos for each each time you cash out on an ATM, there's like a 30 pesos fee. It's just like, okay. But, you know, I guess one of the convenient things is there's Gcash, there's e-payment options, but again, if the power is out, you could always just like be ready and take out a whole bunch of like Filipino notes, bank notes. That's on that side. What else did I really wanted to talk about? Right, so another good and bad thing I think in Siargao is like, I feel like people just treat Siargao as like an overrated party island. I know, like, so the thing about the parties in Siargao is every day is a different club, and I feel like that's a rule that I break because I wasn't like partying in one club every night. So they have schedules. These are the schedules. And for some reason, like, people go there and that's the only place that you're partying. But I was just like, no, there are like other places that you could go to. And there's almost like a party monopoly there as well. Like, I don't know who's in charge of like assigning these, but there are places that I feel like could use some people in there. And also, you know, just to like have every business their own opportunity to like earn some money. And I was just like, okay. I just went to different places every day, and I was just like, I'm not gonna stick to that rule. Who tells me what to do? But yeah, I was just like in different places every night. But of course, I go to the main party bar. The weird thing about the parties in Siargao is they end at like 12 midnight. 1 a.m. is like the longest that you could stay in the party clubs. But I was actually having fun. Like, the bad side is, you know, people view Siargao as like just a party island. But I guess the good part is you get to connect with people, and that's where I met a lot of people too. So I was really having fun. I met couples. Like, some of the best conversations come out when you're drunk. So I was just like really having fun and really vibing with people, like getting to stories of trauma and childhood and like everything. Now, there were a couple of flies in there. Like, there were a couple of like people who were just like, so weird, cringe. But I would say the best thing about like getting to dance with people. Also, like, I met this dude from this queen from Canada, Miguel. If you're ever watching this, I just really wanted to give you a quick shout out because I kept on telling you I was just like mesmerized by you because you're such a queen. You're just like, oh my god, like your vibe is, you know, when you see people and their vibe is just like correct. And I was just like, oh my god, this person's really awesome. And he has a particular way of dancing. I was just like, he was doing all of this, and I've never seen that before. I was just like, oh my god, I'm so like obsessed with you right now. So like, yeah, oh my god, it was just really awesome. I met like a couple people. There was Elio, there was Langdon, there was this French guy and this like British couple, and then another British couple. Oh my god, there's just like so many people, so many stories, and I love that. I guess one of the stories that I really like took home with me is the story of like being able to just have self-value. Like, also, I don't know if Tanya's ever gonna see this, but I love that our conversations were like how 2023 was all about like girl power and everything, because like so many movies, Barbie and everything, and we were like talking about like, so Tanya was also staying at the Tropical Temple Hotel, so we were like kind of like vibing with the situation that we were in with the lab girls. So I was just like, oh my god, this and that, and she was trying to like emphasize how, you know, women are also responsible for allowing toxic masculinity in some ways, because you just giving out yourself to anybody is just, it's not a good message. It's not a good look. So it's really great when you have these sort of conversations with people, because you kind of get reminded about things that are important for you. And so for me, it's always really important for me to have like some sort of self-control, because I believe self-control equates to self-esteem. And so I was just really happy I was just having all of those conversations with people in there. But yeah, that's I guess the party life. Also, wait, hold on. I would say, so every night's a different club, right? And every night is a different DJ. And I realized like one thing about clubs for me is I'm very specific with the DJs. Like, if you are a DJ who doesn't know how to keep the crowd in you, like, you know, you shouldn't be DJing. So I noticed three sorts of DJs in Siargao. There are legit vinyl DJs. There is a TikTok DJ who just played songs from TikTok. And then there's a modern DJ who knows how to like mix things up from past to present. And the best club that has the best DJs on is Barbosa and Harana. for me, those are the top two. Or I could even include Siargao, but Bed and Brew was a little disappointed because they had a TikTok DJ in there and he just kept on like changing songs, and it was just a mess. It was a mess for me. I was not kept in the dance floor for a long while in there. But the top three, there you go. I just gave it to you. So if you want to like go into parties, like also don't do it every day. Don't do it every day. Like don't literally do it every day. You're gonna kill yourself. Like I was like, oh maybe, you know, when I was younger, I was like thinking, oh maybe as a digital nomad, I was just like probably gonna like party every night, margarita every night. And no, pneumonia is real. Dress appropriately, at least have some covering in your back. And also don't drink past 7 glasses, I would say, because I had 10. I had 10 margaritas one night and I was just so sick the other day. I was just like, oh my god, my throat's closing up. It was just insane like that. So, I don't know about you guys, but there's also just like making sure that you stay healthy while you're. There's also one thing, staying healthy while you're traveling is also a thing. So, don't try to like forget about that. There's just a lot of like. Also, I really wanted to like talk about the fare rates. Good thing and bad thing about traveling in Siargao is you have the option to commute, or you can hire your own tuk-tuk or motorbike. But the thing is, if you commute, I'm a professional passenger. I'm a passenger princess, so I don't do like oh, I'm gonna do this by myself, because again, if I'm going out drinking, I don't trust myself enough to take myself home without a scratch. I just like, you know, chilling, and I like not worrying about like the roads, because the roads in Siargao, they're not really that smooth. So, and there are dogs popping left and right, so you could probably get into an accident. Like I've talked to a bunch of people that were like, oh my god, I was in a hospital because I had to like get stitched up. So that's one thing. But yeah, if you're gonna rent a motorbike, you can have it on a fixed price for a couple days. Like not much, maybe like, I don't know. It's gonna cost you 1,000 pesos or more. But if you are gonna commute, the base prices are 30 if it's close and 50 if it's a little farther away. But people said to me in the airport, oh, that's the only price you're gonna get, you know, like nobody's gonna overcharge you. That's not true. Some tracks were like, give me 150, and it was close. And when I was going back, it was just 30 pesos. I was like, there's also discrepancies in the fare. So if you're a passenger princess like me, just try to like, you know, talk to them and say, just try to haggle, because some of them are just trying to make it seem like the price is that, but it's not. So I guess on a personal note, what I really enjoyed in Siargao is my freedom. I was just free. I was like, you know, for a second I thought I was going to be like with those girls who shall not be mentioned by name because that's over and done. But I was just like, sure, I could like hang out with people or be free, you know. And I chose freedom and peace and serenity. And mind you, oh my gosh, the stay in that Diwa place, it really was awesome for me. But yeah, I got a couple of souvenirs, like, I got these tote bags. Also I got like a whole bunch of like, bracelets, because I like collecting bracelets. So we have Siargao. It's like a Taylor Swift friendship bracelet too, so I was really excited about that. But yeah, I also got this cool like sunglass, because I was just like, oh. I was like partying with this too. So yeah, overall, the issues that I had in Siargao, I actually got sexually harassed twice. I don't want to talk about it because the other one was really scary. I was like in this ride and I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna jump off here. But Siargao, it's very beautiful, it's very peaceful, it's very, all those good things, but it also has like some of the it has some on it. So, Did I get the Siargao curse? I'm not gonna say I did. I got a little sick afterwards. I'm so sorry. But I was ill after a few days. I guess what I learned in Siargao is I really have to have balance. You can't just like do whatever you friggin' want just because you can do it. Just, you have to like maintain some sort of balance with things, especially with drinking. Oh my god. You have to know when it's time to like go home, and you have to understand where it's like, you know, just be chill. The island's pretty chill. People there are like the locals. They're awesome. They're not crazy. Some of them are, but maybe. Like crazy good. Tourists, I would say, also they're not, I guess like in some other islands that I've visited in, some people are very pushy with services. In Siargao, they're not that pushy. Like, they would leave you alone if they see like you're like. But yeah, did I get the Siargao curse? Nah, not yet. Maybe we could do a round two, who knows? Like, so if you've been to Siargao, what's your like favorite thing about it? If you've been to Siargao, I want to hear how your experience went. Just comment down below. Also, you can message me here on YouTube. You can message me in my link tree. But did I enjoy my overall stay? A lot of the contributing factors is from my accommodation. Like, I was really able to like rewire and like read a book or something while I was there. So shout out to the folks at Diwa. You've been really awesome, and just so much love for you guys. And to everyone who's feeling a little lost and is looking for some sort of like direction, and you're going to Siargao to at least, you know, find something, you will find something in there, and you will learn, or you will take a story, and that story will stick with you until it's ready to leave, and be shared to everybody. I feel like a lot of people just look for freedom, and I'm one too who always just believes like freedom is the ultimate, you know, it's the ultimate need that everybody just wants to have. I don't know where I'm going with that one, but I guess I just really wanted to like encourage people that if you wanted to travel to Siargao, these are the few things that you maybe should know about. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this entire video. I know it's been like a roller coaster, but thank you so much. Alright, so if you guys like this video, comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you guys on the next video, and yeah, bye!